This video is very kindly sponsored by my favorite people in web design at Squarespace. Good morning and welcome back to another video. I hope you have been keeping very well. Just realized in this moment I dropped the beautiful friends. Why did I drop the beautiful friends today? Hello my beautiful friends and welcome back to another video. I hope you have been keeping very well. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 recipes that have 5 ingredients in them. These recipes are designed for when you basically just don't have a whole lot going on in the pantry or the fridge and you want to make something really quick and really easy with 5 ingredients. So that's what we're doing today. I really hope you enjoy. Let's get right on into it. Okay, so the first thing we are making are these super yummy and delicious black bean quesadillas, and the 5 ingredients that you need for them are, first of all, some tortillas, as well as some vegan cheese, black beans, olive oil, and tomato paste. If you are feeling a little bit fancy, you can also get a tomato paste or sauce that has some herbs and spices already in it. So I start by first of all rinsing and draining the black beans before putting them into a small bowl, adding in my tomato paste and mashing it all together so that the beans, I guess, for lack of a better word, get mashed. Then I get the vegan cheese and I used about 1/3 of this block. I sliced it into slices and then set that to the side whilst I opened my tortillas. These ones were like a wheat tortilla, but they also had corn through them as well. So I started with 2 of these, but we're going to use 4 in total. I put my black bean mixture onto them and then flattened that all down like so. Then I topped it with the vegan cheese, and after that I then put the extra 2 tortillas on top of these before getting my frying pan and putting it over a medium to high heat, pouring in my olive oil and then frying up my tortillas, making sure they're nice and golden on both sides. Then to serve these, I very simply just cut them into quarters so they were nice and easy to eat with my hands. And yeah, these are my 5 ingredient black bean quesadillas. I love making quesadillas for lunch when I really have absolutely no idea what I feel like. So yes, I hope you enjoy these as well. I am absolutely obsessed with baked oats at the moment, and so I decided to challenge myself to making a 5 ingredient baked oats. So for this I used oats as well as a fresh banana, some plant-based milk, cacao powder and baking powder. And to make this, I very simply first of all started by putting my banana as well as the oats and the plant-based milk. I use a blend of macadamia and oat milk for this. I put these into my blender as well as the baking powder and the cacao powder, so very, very simple to make as well. I blend this all together until it's nice and smooth. It doesn't need to be completely perfect. There may be little chunks of oats in there and that is totally fine. You're going to pour this into a bowl and then put it into the oven. Make sure that your bowl is oven safe though, okay? We bake this in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes, and then this is where you can be a little bit sneaky and add some extra ingredients on top if you have them on hand. I personally think baked oats go really well with coconut yogurt and fresh fruit. They are not necessary for the recipe, but they do add a little something extra. So keep that in mind if you feel like having a 7 ingredient meal instead of a 5 ingredient meal. Okay, I really quickly need to interrupt myself to say a big thank you to my friends at Squarespace who have very kindly sponsored today's video. I am going to link a brand new blog post which has all of the recipes from today's video down in the description box below. That is on my website, and I make my website with Squarespace. I genuinely find Squarespace so easy to use. I love it so very much, and I highly recommend it to anyone who is looking to start their own blog or host their own website. It's also really great if you want to sell products online. You know, you can have your blog, you can have all the links to your social media accounts, and you can also sell products on Squarespace, which I find really, really great. I think the main thing with Squarespace is the fact that it is really user-friendly. I've never really struggled with anything using it, and yeah, I really, really appreciate that so much. So if you're currently on the hunt for somewhere to host and design your own website, I highly recommend checking out Squarespace. You can head to squarespace.com for a free trial, and then when you are ready to launch, you can head to squarespace.com/AmandaDux and use my code AmandaDux, which will get you 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. Okay, thank you to Squarespace for working with me on today's video. Let's get back into these super simple, super easy, super delicious 5-ingredient meals. This next recipe I'm obsessed with. I've been having it so frequently this week. It is for some pan-fried gnocchi, and for this you're going to need some kale as well as store-bought gnocchi, salt, nutritional yeast, and some olive oil as well. To make this, I'm going to get a large pan and put it over medium to high heat and start by putting in my olive oil as well as my kale, which I have washed, as well as about half of the nutritional yeast. Then I toss this all together and allow the kale to fry up for about 10 minutes, and whilst that's frying up, I cook the gnocchi in some boiling water. Once it floats to the top, I then remove it with a spoon and put it straight into my pan. So basically you want to make sure you get the least amount of water when you're doing this, because then when you add it to the pan, you're going to add the extra nutritional yeast and continue frying this up. You want the gnocchi to get nice and golden and crispy with that nutritional yeast. And then we have a delicious bowl of pasta. This was so easy to make, and honestly I've been having it for lunch so much lately because it tastes so good and it takes literally like 20 minutes tops. Okay, next we are making a warm couscous salad. I'm a big fan of couscous, and this is a really, really easy recipe. So all you need for this is some chickpeas as well as fresh spinach, some sun-dried tomatoes, couscous, and veggie stock. And the first thing that we want to do with this recipe is we want to heat the couscous and the veggie stock over a low to medium heat over the stove. You do want to get the water, well, the stock kind of like boiling in some capacity, but you really want to make sure it's simmering for the most part. Then I'm also washing the chickpeas, and then I'm putting the sun-dried tomatoes and the oil that they came in into a small frying pan over medium heat, and I'm adding the chickpeas to it as well so that they can get nice and crispy in that oil. From there, I'm then adding in the spinach. I'm adding it quite last minute because we know that spinach disappears very, very quickly, and I am cooking it down for about 2 or so minutes. Then once the couscous is all well cooked, it is time to serve. So I start by putting the couscous into a bowl. This is so packed full of flavor from the veggie stock. It's delicious. And then I top it with my chickpea, sun-dried tomato, spinach mixture. This is so simple to make. Once again, so hearty and filling. I honestly feel really, really good after I eat couscous, so it's something that if you haven't tried it, I really recommend giving it a go. Okay, I felt like I was diving back into 2019 with this recipe because I used to make lentil sausage rolls so often, but these are 5-ingredient ones and they're really, really delicious. So for this you need some puff pastry, lentils, salt, some Italian herbs, and tomato paste. Super simple. And you're going to start by washing and draining the lentils before putting them into a small bowl and mashing them with your hands. I swear by doing this to get more of a mincy texture, so they're going to be more like a traditional sausage roll. Then I also added in the tomato paste, the herbs, and the salt into this bowl, and I used a spoon to mix it all together so everything was nice and well combined and evenly dispersed and all of that good stuff. Then we're getting 1 sheet of puff pastry that has been defrosted and putting our lentil mixture on there and rolling it all up into some really nice filled sausage rolls. You can cut this in half, you can not cut it at all, or you can cut it into 6 pieces like I did, and then roast them in the oven. Roast them? Is that the right word there? I think it is. Maybe cook them in the oven. We're going to cook them in the oven, and then yeah, I serve them on a wire cooling rack. They are really, really yummy and delicious, and once again, really, really easy to make. So I hope you enjoy this recipe as well. Alrighty, my beautiful friends, that was five ingredient meal recipes. I hope you got some inspiration for really easy things for you to cook when you are at home. If you're new to my channel, thanks for being here. Don't forget to subscribe, and as always, just thank you for being here and supporting my channel. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a really beautiful day, and I will see you very soon for another video. Bye.